All right, folks, welcome back to the TNT show. It's a beautiful Thursday, and we got some Thursday night football tonight. But before we jump into that and week three predictions, we're gonna recap week two and talk about some of the different things that kind of happened this past week and what we think is gonna happen going forward.
Yeah, I think the biggest concern is the biggest news I've seen so far: Joe Burrow out again, a whole nother season. Um, what what's next? What do you do? Could this be? I'm not saying this just to say it. I love Joe Burrow to death, but what if Jake Browning comes in here and takes the Bengals to the playoffs? What if they're really good? What if they're really good? What if this is another Brock Purdy story?
Um, that's tough to say because Brock Purdy, he was kind of well. I mean, it could be. I just don't think it's. I wouldn't think it's as big though. I mean, I don't think Jake Browning at this point in his career is going to get like a super big contract, go to a different team, like have. Well, I don't want to say he's not going to have success because he could, but we'll see. It's still early on.
But at this point, I don't want to take too much of this segment. But at this point, what do you do? What are you doing with Joe? I don't want to get too much deep dive into it, but again, 6 years, 3 years you've been on IR, three season-ending injuries. They said it's not. He's going to come back week 15, and that's essentially the season's over at that point. So,
Well, it might not be. I mean, they could be.
yeah,
They could be in the middle of the pack, sitting at a decent record. They could be a divisional round team. So,
we've seen it with Peyton Manning and Brock Osweiler. Brock Osweiler took the Broncos to the playoffs, and they benched him. Started Peyton Manning, and did they win the Super Bowl, or is that the one they got beat by Seattle?
I think that's the one where they won the Super Bowl. That's the one where they won the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure.
And then he retired. Okay.
And then he retired after that. But let's say scenario, they're a divisional team and it's week 15. They're a divisional team, week 15. Joe Burrow comes back. He's 100% healthy. Obviously, you're not going to play him. You're going to let him rest. And then you see what happens in the playoffs.
I think you need to let him play. At least see, okay. He's been out of football since September. We're going to be almost in December, January at the point he's going to be back.
That's a risk you got to take, though. I personally, I wouldn't play him because he just was out like the entire season, basically. So maybe let him play a couple series, but it's that chance of, is he going to get hurt again? And of course, you don't want that to happen because then, at that point, you still got Jake Browning to fall back on because if you're a divisional team without Joe Burrow, then, the worst that can happen is you lose in the divisional with your backup quarterback.
For the Bengals, you don't need Jake Browning to look good because at that point, Joe Burrow's essentially useless. It doesn't matter who you put in there. If Jake Browning can come in and take you to the playoffs, well, why can't he do it every year then? So there's that part. I don't know. Let's go ahead and jump into some of these predictions. The recap. Commanders, Packers, the Packers, man, they look good. Jaden Daniels is hurt. I don't know the extent of his injury. Mariota said he was ready to play if need be. I think you go ahead and rest Jaden now. It's early in the season. You go ahead and rest him, let him get healthy, blah, blah, blah. Let Mariota play. Whatever happens, it happens. Whatever happens, You can't help it. You don't want your franchise, he took you to the AFC Championship, so you can see it's obviously there. So obviously you don't want him getting worse than it already is. Again, the Bengals, I mean, Jake Browning scored 31 points on the Jags. They still won. So I don't know if that goes to show that it doesn't matter. Like I said, it doesn't matter who you stick in Cincinnati, or the Jaguars just suck that bad that you get beat by. Now, it's one of them things. It's hard to plan for a backup quarterback because obviously, you planned for Joe Burrow. You didn't plan for Jake Browning. I don't know. I don't think there's much tape on Jake Browning. He did play, 2 years ago when Joe Burrow got hurt. So I don't know.
Let me ask you this. On the Jags side, as far as the Travis Hunter situation, I want you to expand on this. As far as the Travis Hunter situation, what do you think is going to happen?
You want me to expand on this?
Yes. What do you think happens if he ends the season with mediocre number? I mean, very mediocre numbers on both sides.
Okay. One, I don't even think you let it get that far. I think if the production has not gotten better in the next, it's early. Okay, it's early. This is kind of new to a lot of people. Personally, I think you don't even let it get to the end of the season. You need offense. Obviously, your defense sucks. You gave up 31 points to a backup quarterback. So it doesn't matter. Him playing defense is not going to be that game changer that you need. It's just they don't have enough. I'm not saying he's not good enough, but it's not going to be. He's not going to flip that. Like, okay, now we're elite. He's not going to do that. I'm sorry for any Travis Hunter lover out there. I'm sorry, but it's just not. He had 3 catches for 20 yards. What is that doing? That ain't helping Trevor Lawrence or nothing. Brian Thomas is getting double teamed, and they're taking him away because Travis Hunter has been. You can't kill him. You can't kill him on offense because he's got to turn around and play DB. So you don't want to kill him too bad because you just went on a 14-play, 8-minute drive. Let's call it that. 15-play, 8-minute drive. Okay, he's taking some big hits. Okay, now, let's say you did all that. You score a touchdown, blah, blah, blah. Okay, now you flip him. Now you got to go cover whoever for another, 7-8 plays. It's early. It's early. It's 2 games. But everybody was saying it's not that he could do it. It had nothing to do with him doing it. It has more of, what are you bringing to the table here? 3 catches for 20 yards. He got a pass interference call against the Bengals, against Chase or Higgins, whichever one. And then, he did some okay stuff. He tried to guard Chase like twice, and we both know what probably happened there. He got posted. It is what it is. Personally, what I think he should do is pick one. Now, I'm not saying for eternity, but I think you either need to say, okay, man, we really need some help on offense. We need you to, do this for longer than you are so we can build you up as a receiver because you're not really learning. There's different speeds and coverages that you probably haven't seen. So we need you to focus more on one than the other. And then once you're established, okay, we know in a tough situation, let's say Brian Thomas gets hurt next week. We know that you can come in and produce for us and not have to worry about we just can't put you on defense, but, 3 catches for 20 yards ain't going to get it done. That's just my honest opinion. And I don't know if, I don't get paid to broadcast or, to report stuff, but to me, that just makes the most sense. I'm not trying to say he can't do it and disrespect the man, but to me, I think he should play DB or wide receiver. I think he'd be a little bit better at DB. He's a little small, but you've seen what he did at Colorado. I mean, he had 1,200 yards. I mean, that's not great, but I think you either put him at receiver or corner. I think the two-way stuff, it's just one of them things that it was cool, man. That's cool. You know, I'm grateful that you can do this. And in a tough situation, like I said, let's say you lose your starting corner or starting receiver. Well, hey Travis, you know, hey, we're gonna let you play defense the whole game, and we'll sprinkle you in on offense. You know, when we get to the red zone or whatever the case may be. But I think as far as the two-way stuff goes, I don't think you let it get to the end of the season. I mean, at that point, you're basically, essentially, you're kind of useless. I don't want to say that, but you kind of are.
Well, I mean, through 2 games, yeah. I mean, he has pretty much been non. He's been a non-factor on offense,
How do I
essentially. I
put
mean,
this? Nobody cares that you won both sides of the ball. You think they care? No. Is it cool? Yeah. But do you think these guys care? No. You want to know why they don't care? Because they're making hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why. It's like I
yeah.
said, it
I
was
mean,
cool. It was cool in college. It's cool that you're doing it. But 3 catches for 20 yards, a tackle or two, and a penalty. I mean, that's not nothing I'd go home bragging about. Yeah, at the end of the day, you're in the NFL. I'm sitting here, on my computer podcasting about him. He's got more money than I'll ever see. But for you to get that $100 million plus contract, you're gonna have to have more than 3 catches for 20 yards. I can tell you that right now.
oh, absolutely. But I
And then
mean,
again,
again,
it's the wear and tear. Okay, that's one thing I didn't talk about. What are you gonna do if he gets hurt? Then what?
yeah,
You know,
that's what I was.
these guys break a nail. They're out for 4 or 5 weeks. He plays on both sides of the ball. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts on that.
I mean, the
I
only
don't
thing I'll
think
say,
I don't think you let it get to the end of the season, but
the only thing I'll say is, as far as what you expanded on, is that right now what they're doing is exactly what you said that they should do, where he should be situational on either side of the ball. And right now he's situational on defense. Personally, based on how these first 2 weeks have gone, he should be playing more defense than he should be playing offense. So we'll see
yeah, for
as the
sure.
season gets on. If he can improve more, like towards, like, say, the middle point of the season or the back end of the season as a receiver, then by all means, let the man play more offense. But if he's continuously struggling week in and week out, and he's only coming up with 3 catches for 20 yards, let's let him play. Let him play DB.
Yeah, let him play DB. I think, and it's like I said, he's a little on the smaller side. So I don't know if I would. Yeah, like you said, maybe put him at DB. Maybe he can cover better. I don't know. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
Let's touch on the Dolphins right
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
I know we're a little bit all over the place right now. We just had a lot of stuff go on. Let's touch on the Dolphins real quick in their whole situation. What you think? I'll let you start.
Uh, they lost the game to win the game to lose the game. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, I mean you're right. I mean you cannot let your head coach get up here and say the most the most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life. Like, what? Everybody has been clowning on him for that. And I mean, like I said, I'm not a head coach. I don't know, but I think Miami's on the verge of if they get blown out, which we'll get into their game. They play tonight. If they get blown out tonight, I'm just going to keep it real with you. That might be the end of Mike McDaniel.
That'll be the end of Mike McDaniel. They're gonna blow that whole team up. They're gonna go into rebuild mode, and they might start picking on. They might start picking off people in the higher ups in the organization because something's wrong somewhere.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like I said. I think there's a couple of different ways you can go about it, but yeah. I mean, they're in that boat of I don't know what they're doing, but they got to figure it out quick. Um, let's just jump into these predictions. I mean, recaps. So we've said the Bengals and the Jags. The Bears absolutely got blown out by the Detroit Lions. Was it a statement? Did they run up the score on Ben Johnson? I mean, it was 42 to like 20 or something, and they scored again. So I mean, yeah, I think so. Obviously, we already touched on the Dolphins, the Patriots. I mean, you got beat, but you got hung on 30 bomb by the Patriots. The
Yeah.
49ers, Mac Jones, your boy looked good. I ain't gonna lie to you. He looked pretty good, all things considered. I mean, yeah, it's the
Oh,
Saints, but he doesn't have Brandon Ayuk. He doesn't have George Kittle. All things considered, he still threw for almost 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. So that's, beyond me, I guess. Saints, they just don't have enough. It is what it is. You kind of expected this. I don't know how much longer you roll Spencer Rattler. I don't know when we see Tyler Shook, but
I think. Excuse me. I think they're gonna start making trades here soon.
I don't think they have anybody to trade.
Alvin Kamara.
They just signed him to an extension.
Yeah, but I mean, you know where your team is
They
headed,
they
and
they said he's going to be a Saint for life. So I don't see that. I don't know what the value would even be on him anyway.
I mean, uh, a two-way back. You know, all purpose wise, he's a big addition to any team, especially somebody that's looking to go win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and you want to know who that could be? The Kansas City Chiefs.
Hmm.
They need a running back.
I mean, they do. They definitely do. That would be a good trade.
I mean, Kamara's kind of old, but I mean, is it any worse? Patrick Mahomes is your leading receiver. So, I mean, rusher, sorry. So, I mean, that ain't going to work. I can tell you that right now.
Oh yeah.
They're not going to let Patrick Mahomes be out here running the ball, you know, 15, 20 times a game. No. No. they'll go get them a running back in the next couple of weeks. If Pacheco or um, Kareem Hunt aren't playing. I don't know what's wrong with Kareem Hunt. Somebody said that he's just not getting the touches, but
I don't know what happened to Pacheco. He was actually all right through his first couple of seasons, and then he
he's
just
he's, he's
fell
been
off.
hurt. Um, the Browns absolutely dominated by Baltimore. Absolutely blown out. Again, at what point do you sit Flacco?
He should have been sitting to start the season or week 2. He should have already been on the bench.
So I don't know.
Get him out of
Again,
there.
Panthers, Cardinals won again 2-0. Panthers 0-2. Bryce Young, I mean, he threw for 330 yards. Their defense their defense sucks. It really wasn't him. It really wasn't. I mean, he threw for 330 yards and 3 touchdowns. He threw the ball 55 times and only completed 35 passes. So what? Well, that's pretty bad now that I say that out loud. But
That
Here's
was
another one. The Eagles.
that was
The Eagles Chiefs.
ah.
What's happening in Kansas City? I know we just touched on it a little bit, but man, 0-2. They haven't been 0-2. I don't know if they've ever been 0-2 with Patrick Mahomes.
I don't think so.
The Vikings. JJ McCarthy's hurt again, possibly out. What 2 to 5 weeks is what they said. So the Titans, man, I feel bad for Cam Ward. They suck.
Yeah, unfortunate for him.
The Bills blew out the Jets. The Bills look good, man. No, I know it's 2 weeks, but man, they look pretty good. Like they didn't miss a beat. Danny Dimes is back, I guess, because boy, I mean, he threw for 300 plus yards again. Yeah, people are saying they got lucky because the Broncos had that, in whatever that stupid penalty is on extra points, encroachment or enforcing or
Oh,
whatever it's called,
leverage.
leverage or whatever whatever. So I mean, they kicked a 45-yard field goal, so or whatever it was, 50-yard field goal, whatever it was. And then the Bucks just wanted it more. The Texans, they're struggling on. I mean, the defense is pretty good, but offensively, they're just not clicking. And then the Raiders just hit a stone wall.
Offensive line still needs work.
So, yeah, that's basically recapping. Let's jump to week 3 here. Like I said, we got the Dolphins Bills tonight. I think the Bills are the Dolphins and the Bills. Yeah, I think the Bills are gonna absolutely just I think they might beat them by 20 plus.
Give me the Dolphins on the upset.
I think the Bills might win by 20. Packers, Browns. The Packers are probably going to beat them by 20. I think if the Browns get blown out again, I think you start to consider, okay, it's Dylan Gabriel, Bailey Zappi, Shador, whoever. Bengals and the Vikings, battle of the backups. I'm probably going to go Bengals. Rams and the Eagles should be a really good game. I'm going to go Eagles here. What about
you?
Eagles. What about the Vikings and the Bengals?
Ooh.
I know you're going to say we already said Miami, so
yeah, I'm say Vikings for Vikings and Bengals.
Interesting. Carson Wentz is their backup, if that's what you were fixing to ask.
That's exactly what I was about to ask. So we'll see. I mean, if Carson Wentz looks like trash, because Lord knows he looked like trash at the end of the season for
Kansas City
Chiefs last season. Yeah. So
but I think they told him to do that. Eagles, Rams. I'm going Eagles. I think they're just going to be a little bit too much. I want to see more out of Jalen Hurts, but
yeah, I think everybody does.
The Rams got a good defense, so
yeah, he's definitely gonna have to. Then he might not have.
He may not have to. I don't know.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean he could have a really good game. Bucks and the Jets. I'm gonna go Bucks here. The Jets, they just can't win. I mean, again, they got blown out, had a shootout with Pittsburgh, got blown out by Buffalo, and I think the Bucks might do exactly the same. Which you hate to see that for Justin Fields, you really do. But Commanders and the Raiders, I don't know if Jaden Daniels is going to play. Mariota probably can. Geno looks pretty bad right now, so he's got to figure some stuff out. He's only thrown 1 touchdown, like 5 interceptions. So
I'm rolling with the Jets on the upset.
The Jets on the upset.
Yeah,
All
I think
right.
they're going to spark something.
What about the Chiefs? The Chiefs and the Giants. A lot of people are saying that the Chiefs may get beat if they can't score.
No, I think the Chiefs are going to lock that one up. I think they'll win that game just to kind of you know get that first win on the board for the season. I think they've talked amongst each other, and just you know it's one of those we know who we are kind of things. Like we can be better than what we've been these first 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they got some injuries. They don't have anybody on the wide receiver side. So, let's see. Colts and
But
the
if they,
Titans. The Colts will probably blow them out.
yeah, I mean, Danny Dimes, I think this is a perfect way to start the season for him. I mean, he's balling out right now. This is another game that it's a young team. You go out there, you get your numbers up, and keep your confidence going.
Um, Broncos Chargers could be a good game. Pittsburgh and the Patriots. The Steelers and the Patriots could be a good game. I think right here, the Cowboys and the Bears. A lot of people are saying that you need to do Caleb Williams like they did Bryce. If they struggle again, maybe you bench him. I don't know. Maybe bench him for a game or two. Maybe
Yeah,
let
I
that
think
reality hit him a little bit.
if he plays bad, I mean bad enough, then yeah, you just go ahead and sit him just so we can understand. Like this is a privilege. Like you aren't just out here because you're better than everybody else. Everybody's just as good as you at this level. So you got to show up more. You got to be better. We need to see improvement.
Yeah. And then to wrap up, Monday, we got the Lions and the Ravens.
That could be a high scoring game.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think it'll probably be a shootout because the Lions defense is not great, neither is Baltimore. So
Yeah, Baltimore did give up 40 plus to Buffalo.
I think that's it. Let's hold on. Let's jump to week 4. We got Thursday. Seahawks and the Cardinals. Really nothing spectacular. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up.
Uh, I mean, I know it's super early in the season. We're going into week 3, but is there anybody that you think looks the part
Buffalo.
in Buffalo?
Buffalo. Maybe them and Philly. I just want to see a little bit more on Jalen Hurts. But I mean Buffalo, definitely.
I mean, with all due respect, I don't really think you have to see anything more from Jalen because, like he said, we're 2-0.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, and obviously, it's the media's main concern to stir up drama and say, well, I mean, through 2 games, he hasn't thrown a touchdown.
So yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
I mean, they won, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Their leading receiver has what 30 yards on the season so far.
Yep.
So maybe they'll pick it up. Well, like I said, it's early on. It's week 2, going into week 3. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, that'll do it for me too. Anything you want to say to the people?
Uh, we appreciate all we've noticed the views have been up, and we really, I can't really put words. We appreciate every view we get, no matter if it's one or you know, however many you want it to be. You know, we appreciate everybody that watches and listens in and comments, whatever. We appreciate it.
All
Bengals are
right.
still
Well,
going to win the Super Bowl.
okay. If you made it this far in the video, tell us who your
Comment
favorite.
Alabama sucks.
He is on one today. Tell us who you think 2 weeks in is your favorite for MVP. Early season MVP. There we go. But yeah, that'll do it for us on this episode, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.